this whole section is about properties of logs. And so I'm going to start by trying to explain how this product property and this quotient property works. But basically what I want you to see is that the log properties are coming straight from the exponent rules. So if we let x be the log of m and y be the log of b, then that means if we rewrote them, we'd have b to the x equal to m and b to the y equal to n. So if we combine them together with multiplication, that would be like adding those exponents together. And so if we rewrote this one right here, if we rewrote that as a log, that the log of mn base b would be equal to x plus y. So that means that if we have a log where there's two things multiplied together, we can split it up over addition. Just like if we have two like bases multiplied together, we're going to add the exponents together. And then the quotient rule kind of works similar to that. If we do that same thing, but instead of doing m times m, we do m divided by n. That would be b to the x divided by b to the y. So we know the exponent rule would say that we could subtract those two. And then when we rewrite it in log form, that means that when we had the log of b, this should say m divided by n, that would be equal to x minus y. So that means that that would be the same as the log of m minus the log of n. So if we are dividing, then the log rule is going to say that we're going to use subtraction to split it up. So all of these, again, all these log rules are just coming from exponential, our exponent rules. And so if we are multiplying, we're going to split up by adding. If we're dividing, we're going to split it into two logs by subtracting. And then the power of the power is that we would end up using multiplication. That's the power rule. That would be like if we were doing b to the m raised to the n, we'd know we'd have to multiply those two things together. And so what that means is that if we have a power, we can turn that power right there, that n, we're going to turn it into multiplication. So that n can get dropped down in front and just turned into multiplication. If we have the log of b and the base is exactly the same as our value, that's going to be equal to 1. We also could have this one as well, where if we know that we're trying to get to 0, then the log of 1 is always going to be 0, because b to the 0 is going to give us 1. And then there's some inverse properties. So if you look at this right here, I've got a base and a base that are exactly the same. And I've got an exponent and a log, and they undo each other. And so all we're left with is an x. Same thing here. I've got base, exactly the same. And I've got an exponential in there and a log. They undo each other, and we're going to be back at x. So we're going to use those logs to simplify. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is expand. So that means we're going to break these apart. So I'm going to break this multiplication apart by addition. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that 7 down in front. So any exponents that I have, I can bring down in front into multiplication. So that's what this one would look like if we expand it. This natural log, we're going to expand it to the natural log of 3 plus the natural log of x to the 5th, because those were multiplied, so we're going to add to split them apart. And then we're going to divide by y, so that's the same as subtracting the natural log of y. So the multiplication got changed to addition, and the division got changed to subtraction. And then we're just going to move that exponent down so that it's in front. So that would be expanded. Here we're going to have the log of 5 base 6 plus the log of x squared minus the log of y to the 3rd. So when I move those exponents down, and I should have 6's right here for all my bases, I'm going to have 2 logs of x base 6 minus 3 log of y base 6. And then this last one, the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite this. So it's all multiplied, It's 6 times x to the 1/2 and y to the 1/2. If I wrote that radical in rational exponent form. So I'm going to have the log of 6 base 8 plus the log of x base 8. And I can put that 1/2 right down in front. And since it's all multiplied, I'm going to have another plus 1/2 log of y. Again, base 8. A little bit hard for me to write that. I'm kind of running out of room. All right, we can also condense them using log properties. So condensing means I want to put it back into a single log. Now we do have to do this in the right order. So the first thing we're always going to deal with is exponents. So it's a little bit hard to tell that it's an exponent, but this value right in front is going to have to go up first. So we're going to have the log of x to the 5th and the log of 4, both base 9. So that means because they have the same base, I can combine them. That subtraction can get combined across division. So for that second one, I've got to move that 1/4 up first. I could write that as x to the 1/4, or I can write it as the 4th root of x, either way. And I'm going to combine these two logs together by multiplying. So I'm going to have x to the 1/4, or I could have the 4th root of x. Both, since they're both base 8, I can combine them. Next one, I can move that 2 up, I can move that 5 up, and I can move that 3 up. So natural logs, my base is the same, it's e. They all have addition signs separating them, so I'm going to combine them across multiplication. So 4 squared is 16, x to the 5th, y to the 3rd. Next one, I can move that 2 up and move that 3 up. So now I've got the log of 9 times 1/3 to squared, which is 1/9. And I'm going to divide that all by x to the 3rd. Now 9 times 1/9 is just 1, so I really just have the log of 1 over x to the 3rd, base 6. All right, now we're going to look at a few where we're not going to need to necessarily use a calculator, okay, because they're giving us some approximations. So they're telling us that the log of 4 base 3 is about 1.262, and the log of 5 base 3 is about 1.465. So if we can't get things into logs that we just know what the answers are, there's going to be a few that we'll just know. If we can't get them in that form, at least we might be able to get them in a form that has just 4s and 5s in it. So looking at this first one, it's addition. So I can combine the 2 and the 3 across multiplication. So that's 6. The log of 6, base 6. So 6 to what power is going to give me a 6? Whoa. All right, so this is just going to be a 1. Next one, we're going to have the log of 200 over 8. Base 5, well, 200 over 8 is just 25. So 5 to what power is going to be a 25? That's going to be a 2. Next one, 3 to what power is 20? I don't have an answer for that, so I'm going to try to turn that 20 into 4s and 5s, which is easy. 4 times 5, which means I'd have the log of 4 plus the log of 5. And they're giving us both those approximations, so I'm just going to add those two numbers together. And 1.262 and 1.465 added together is 2.927. All right, and then the last one, 3 to what power is 25? That's not one I can do in my head either, but I could rewrite this as 5 squared, and then that would allow me to put that 2 down in front. So basically what I need to do is take the log of 5 base 3, which I know is 1.465, and just double it. So that's going to be about 2.93. All right, this next one, first thing I need to do is put this 1/2 up. So I've got 400 to the 1/2. That's the same as the square root of 400. So now I'm going to combine together This is base 10 because it's not written. So it's 85 divided by 17. And then I'm supposed to be multiplying that by 400 to the 1/2. Well, that's the square root of 400, which is 20. So if I multiply those together, I'm going to end up with 100. So I have the log of 100. Since it's base 10, 10 to what power is 100? That's going to be a 2. Next one, if I put that 2 up and put that 4 up, I'm going to have the log of 64 divided by 16, 2 to the 4th. And the base is a half, 0.5. So I'm trying to do the log of 4 base 1/2. So 1/2, I'm going to put it up here. 1/2 to what power is going to give me a 4, and I would need a -2 to get there. The next one, I can drop that 11 down in front. The log of 3 base 3 is just 1, so 11 times 1 is 11. Now I want you to notice what's going on here is I have a log and I have an exponential, and those undo each other. That 3 and that 3 undo each other, and I'm just left with the 11. So actually the same thing's happening in the next one. That 5, that exponential, and the log, they undo each other, and I'm just left with 10.